Hello my friends. A number of my subscribers asked me to do some drawings for this shave horse, and I started making sketches, and I don't have a CAD program and I don't even have a drawing board. So in addition to that, I don't have a means of getting the drawings out. But what I can do is show the individual measurements. I can provide a cutting list. That's not difficult. So we're going to see how this turns out. I appreciate any comments that I could get, whether this is a positive or negative way to do it. In the meantime, I'm still working on trying to provide drawings and blueprints of some of my projects. So bear with it. I started this project with two of the horizontal rails, and these are 2x4s. Most of the material is 2x4. The length of this rail is 43 inches. Okay, the critical measurements for this is where the front leg and the clamp bolt is. The front leg, it's movable, so the pivot point's this one. This measures 2 1/4 in from the end, and it measures 1 inch down. Okay, the stop, after you have the leg set, you can position the angle at which you want the stop. And this, on mine, the stop, it measures 1 inch by 1 inch. So that's an easy measurement there. Next measurement, this is dead center of the 2x4, and that comes in 8 inches. Okay, and then at the back, I guess this measurement, we need to know where this is fastened. Okay, looking at that, we have this leading edge of the 2x4 that's measuring 13 inches. Okay, while we're at this point, the height of this measures 8 1/4 to the peak, and of course it is cut at an angle. That's about a 15-degree angle. Okay, at the back there's one hole. This hole is drilled 1 inch from the bottom edge up. It's also drilled 3 inches from the back edge of the 2x4. Okay, there's a stop. This is also pivoting. That stop measures 1 3/4 inch, and that can be adjusted to how far you want that back leg splayed. Okay, the length of the legs, these are measuring 20 inches. 20 inches, 3 legs at 20 inches. Now, you might want to cut these just a tad oversized, and then after it's set up, I set a block, measure a line to get it parallel to the floor, and then cut those so that it's setting even. This clamp, the clamping horse, the top and bottom are cut identical so that you can clamp a block in. And of course the width of a 2x4 measures 1 1/2, so this is left at 1 1/2 inches. So the block that you're cutting into will have a 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 hole so that that can slide on. Okay, the height of this is measuring 3 inches. And then the bottom of this hole for your wedge, the wedge is a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, it's slightly wedged, so when it goes in, it will lock that in tight. To do that, the bottom of this hole has to be just slightly under 1.5 inch, because that's the thickness of the block that you're going on. So I cut it 1/8 of an inch under that. Okay, the clamping block, I used the 2x4. The 2x6 works much better than the 2x4. This is measuring 7.5 in length, and this hole is centered at approximately 2 inches from the edge. The height of this hole for the wedge is 3/4 inch. That's leaving 3/4 of an inch of material above that for the strength. One thing that I did that I found real handy, and I should clean it up a little more, right at the top I cut a V groove, and that's real nice when I'm using the hand plane. That holds my stock centered when I'm planing. So that's something that can be added after it's done. Okay, now the hole for this, measuring 13 inches, the overall length. The overall length is 29 inches. And the bottom, of course, is fastened the same as the top. And again, here I used a 2x6 instead of a 2x4. The original one were all 2x4s. That's measuring 10 inches. And I did put a cleat on the bottom so that I could use my foot to grab that. And so that's measuring the hole for this about 16 inches from there and 13 inches here. So it's offset from the center. Okay, this is permanently attached. That measures that measures 8.5 inches. These legs are splayed out 18 inches from outside to outside. The position of this piece is not that critical, and it was cut from a 13-inch strip, and that gives support for the two legs so that it doesn't break off. That piece has to be on there. The anvil. Okay, right here I have stops. These are 4.5 inches up. It gives additional support. And the top, there's the cutout for the 2x4. Okay, that cutout, of course, it needs to be a little bit more than 1.5 inches so that the 2x4 can fit through it. And then when I'm leaving, this dimension is 1.5 inches thick. And of course it's the width of the 2x4. This measures with the leather on it, it should be a 3.5 inch. It's a piece of 1x sheeting, 1x4, which measures 3/4 inch by 3.5 inches. And then the width is 8 inches. The seat, I have it set at 15 inches in length, 10 inch in width, and it nicks down to this width, which is 5 inches. Okay, the base, I started to curve right around 7 inches. That's all the critical measurements on that shave horse. Hope this helped. I appreciate any comments or criticism on this method of providing working drawings. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.